Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the home of British motorsport here at Silverstone for round 5 of season 9 here in 7th Gear Racing. That's right, we're at Silverstone for Tier 1. Joining me tonight for festivities is Fresh. Good evening, sir. How are you?
Oh, I'm looking forward to this one. I love Silverstone. Never a dull moment.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
So I'm waiting for the weather report.
Yeah, it looks like we've got a dry qualifying, which is good. Silverstone is a bit liable to a bit of wet weather, so we'll see what it's like during the race. Have we got anyone on the fast lap? Looks like the Ferrari of Bussy will be the first to set a lap. So yeah, Fresh, so what is it about Silverstone that you like?
I, it's, I just, well, I'm quite confident here for one, but it's you get it right, and it's just so satisfying. There's lots of overtaking opportunities. Not one of those tracks you really see people get too spread out on, so it goes a bit sour. And in our league history, there's always some good moments here.
Yeah, it's definitely a Marmite track. I don't mind it, but one of those tracks that I like, but just not very fast at, which seems to be about 90% of tracks these days.
No rain? No rain. No rain.
No rain apparently, so we got dry, because, yeah, it's quite a few wet races so far, isn't it? Hungary was wet. France, was it France? France was wet. Was Brazil wet as well? So I think 3 out of the first 4 races were,
Brazil had a wet
affected by rain. Yeah. Oh, and Pack Bussy's gone wide, so that is the end of his lap. So we'll go on board with Muddy Warrior, who will be the next person to attempt to set a lap time. Currently making his way through Max and Beckett's. Down to Stowe. Let's see what kind of lap time Muddy will set. Rounds the final corner and
128.5. That's not a bad benchmark.
It's not at all, actually. It'll be a decent lap as Aros is a 128.5, Paloma a 28.0. Good lap from Paloma. What about Visions then? Mr. Reserve, Superstar Reserve himself. There'll be is that Mercedes going out? That'll be, I think, Perfect Paulie starting his lap. Right, Visions does a 128.7. Himself ahead of Joel and Woody Ketchup. Of course, Woody Ketchup filling in for the ever-present Vegeta. As Jake, Jakey boy, provisional pole 127.9.
Yeah, he looked good here in practice.
Interesting. That's Rain does a 26.9. Pick that one out, he says.
No, I felt confident. I felt confident there for a second because when you asked why I like this track, and I said I was confident here. My times are normally around a 128.2. But
is that time trial or?
Yeah. Well, yeah. No, actually, I think I set that time in a league qualifying.
Okay, maybe you should be in Tier 1 this week then.
Well, clearly not, because I mean, they're already in the 126s.
Well, that's Rain, but look, most of them are 128s. Look, Paloma, Adam, Muddy Warrior, Aros, Vision, all in the 28. So don't beat yourself up. But Pro Swede, he goes P3. So we've got Haas currently P1 and P3. Is that Woody Ketchup or K Gillian? I believe it's K. No, it was Woody Ketchup, but he's coming in. The Mercedes is on the outlap.
Here comes Joel.
So is it?
Is it a fast one? He hasn't used a whole lot of battery.
Yeah, it's Jake about to come in. So I believe, is it Benster's about to do? Yeah, we'll stay at Benster. Our current championship leader of Tier 1 on 86 points.
Three-time winner
it's
of
a
the
9
Driver
points.
of the Day award.
Yeah. Well, I mean, last week he was faultless. Last week wasn't he? He was very superb driving. First one in the
He
season.
normally is, yes.
Yeah, and P4.
127.6.
Not bad. Oh, I know that we missed Dan go P2 with a 127.4.
Comes
That's a good lap as
KG.
well. And he does 128.7. So you're saying that you could beat Kate Gorniak? Good stuff.
I really wish I hadn't said anything
Fresh.
now because I've got a race here on Thursday.
Yeah, well, right then, let's ride on board with Pack Bussy. Attempt number 2 as he aborted his first attempt. Let's see what he can do this time around. Nice man on the power, using all the curbs. Taking his way down to Brooklands. A bit of hesitancy on the throttle, I sense there. A nice exit using all the curb. Now, the question is that I'll probably ask about 20 times: will he go flat out? Will he go flat out on Cox? No, a little lift. Not very confident from Pack Bussy. I'm surprised.
Perfect Corey just actually gave it a little bit of brakes.
Wow. Okay. I mean, I haven't done a lap yet, so I don't even know if it should be flat out, but it's usually flat out. So,
yeah, you can take that flat out.
Yeah. I suppose you are, a tier 1 driver in Silverstone.
No, I've done a league race here.
Yeah, I know.
It was a lot of fun. I span it on the first corner of lap 1, and then had a beautiful fight back through the grid.
Alright, here we go. Pack Bussy. A 127.4. Very good lap. Very, very good lap. Puts him P3, and Perfect Paulie puts himself in P8, who I believe is now, he's filling in for Rhino. I believe Rhino has given up.
Rhino has been sacked, yeah. Joel's had enough of the wage bill coming in, and as of next week, we get to see the triumphant, hopefully, return of Mr. Finley.
Yep. We can see Finley back on the
he
grid.
He can't race this week because his wheel is, I think, still broken. I think he needs to order a bit for it or something.
Lovely. So since the last week, obviously the driver transfer window had opened. So we've had a few transfers coming in. Prezi threw his toys at the pram because he forgot about a race and he left. So Haas have got need to find a new tier 2 driver. Winnets, I believe, has been found to replace him. Mercedes have released Jay Moore. Unfortunately, Jay Moore has some studying commitments to go to. So Stingers has been signed to Mercedes in tier 2. And also, like we just mentioned, Rhino has been released by Mercedes and has been replaced by Finley from next week. So a few changes already. Did you consider making any changes yourself, Fresh?
Sorry?
Did you consider making any changes yourself?
I mean, I tell you what, after last week, I was tempted to move Woody up to tier 1 to partner Kay Gorniak and sign Jay Hutchison, but I didn't want to do that to poor Woody.
Ooh, and Paloma there gets all out of shape in the final corner and ruins second run. So we've got an AlphaTauri coming in the final corner. Aros, who's had a really disappointing season so far. He want to get a good time to get himself up the grid, and he does a 127.8 for P7. Not bad. AlphaTauri currently sitting bottom of the kind of combined. Well, the bottom of both tables, bottom of tier 1 and bottom of tier 2. They've got 11 points so far from a possible 8 races, which is not how I think Aros would have envisioned his first venture into the role of team principal.
No, it's not looking good for my sister team.
No, well, Elite Riston hasn't set a lap yet. I believe he aborted his first one. So what can Elite do? 25, 26. Oh, he pips Rain.
Just takes the
Provisional
fun out
polling
of it,
for
doesn't it?
Elite
Because you know
Risk.
it's coming. You know you're going to see his name at the top with purple numbers.
Well, yeah, well, do you know what? For I believe it was season 8, wasn't it? Elite Risk basically took quite a lot of provisional polls. He was always in the top 2 or 3 of qualifying, but he couldn't convert it into race results. This season,
Season 8.
we've seen him win the first race. He came third in France. He won in Brazil. And of course, he had that bad luck last week at the end of Hungary, which made him finish P8. So he is now turning top grid positions into good points, which is why he sees himself second in the table behind Benzer. I mean, Benzer's just been incredibly consistent. Second, first. I mean, you very, very, very consistent. As Dan improves. Rooney up there in P6. Going very well. Benson down to P7, but he's invalidated that lap. I wonder if he'll go again. He didn't pit, so I imagine he will. What about Jake then? Jake is coming to the end of the run. Let's see if he can improve. Our Lord and Saviour. Alfa Romeo is currently sitting P7 and P8. Nope, Jacob Watts. Lovely. Right, who else? Dylan, haven't seen him today. What kind of lap time can he set? Currently on a 120.6, half a second off his teammate in 13th. Well, a lot of work for Dylan to do. No, he's in the 2 minute 20s. he's not setting the time limit, so it looks like
what do you do? Stop off at the shop?
Possibly. I think it looks like that way. I think the only other person on a fast lap will be Dan. Looks like he's taking Magnus and Beckett's pretty full on. Or is that pretty full on? I'm not too sure. No, he's 2.5 seconds. They've got no one on a fast lap. I believe Dan has just run out of fuel, so he won't be starting a lap either. Lovely stuff. So I believe it's just Benson. So, Benson, please set a lap. No one set a lap for a little while. He's a 10th up. He's a 10th up, so that'll move him up to a P6 at least. But I think Benson's shown this season it's not necessarily where you start, and he aborts. What is it? What is going on? A lot of abortions tonight. Glad we're not in America. Otherwise these guys will be arrested.
What?
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 Okay. Sorry, you've got half my attention. I'm still watching the France game.
Yep. Okay, fair enough. Right, oh, Dylan. So, Dylan is about a 10th down on his fastest lap so far.
Dilbert.
And he aborts.
Maybe you should stop watching people.
Yeah, maybe. Alright, Peck Bussy is on the out lap. Paloma's on the out lap. As is Adam. Oh no. So, and Joel aborts. Lovely. Will someone please just finish the lap? Right then, let's stay on board with Paloma, shall we? Hopefully, she is about to do a fast lap. We've got just over 3 minutes left of the session. Elite Risk sitting on provisional pole with Rain. Only 2 drivers currently in the 126s. Dan only a couple of attempts off. Pack Bus needs to find half a second, as does Pro Sweedler. Anybody's game. Oh, Paloma getting a bit squibbly out the corner now. Will she go flat out? The line's not very, no, a lift off as well. Maybe it's changed this year. If people aren't going flat out in Tier 1, then maybe flat out isn't the way to go.
Maybe just no one's quite brave enough yet.
Maybe. Maybe that's what Tier 2's for. Damn it, and just go as fast as you can.
Purple sector 2 though.
Yeah, I was going to say a very good sector from Paloma there. And 6th gear. Using the exit curb nicely. Looking like a decent lap here from Paloma. Can she get herself in the top 10? No, she improves, but stays in P12. What about her teammate, Pac Bussy, currently sitting P4? He invalidated, so no, he will not be improving. Is that Dylan still out on track, or was that Adam? Adam, but he's invalidated. Woody Ketchup then? Is Woody Ketchup going fast?
Nope.
No, he's about to start a lap. Right, it looks like a lot of these guys are on an out lap. So the first of those drivers will be Rain. So I will keep an eye on Rain, because he is the first of the drivers that will set a lap. Everyone else just warming up now. Oh, and Dylan's retired in the pits. Oh. It's fine. He's retired in the pits. It's fine. It's fine. False alarm.
He was getting rather angry in practice. One of the few times you actually hear him swear.
A track like Silverstone will do that to you, because the track limits are very strict around here, shall we say. Of course, a word for Arthur as well. Obviously, a bit of a qualifying ban after a few shenanigans over the last couple of races. So he will be starting from the back. We just see if he can do a Rain-style drive through the field.
If you remember last week, those last, 4 laps? Me and Pete really enjoyed it, but I don't think the drivers did too much.
No, it was a bit chaos, wasn't it? A bit like the Tier 2 race, which was wet and dry. It was a nice little combo. Right then, Rain, first sector. He's actually down in the first sector, so he needs to find some time somewhere. Right. Will Rain take it flat out? Does it go that way? No, he doesn't lift, but he goes down to 7th gear.
Well, so that is 14th. That's just qualifying over.
Yeah, 14th, not too bad. Not too bad for his first attempt in Tier 1. This season, anyway.
Vision now goes 14.
Yep, Adam P13. Aros P10. He didn't go faster. Aros then, I missed the second sector because I'm a dummy. We're entering the final couple of corners. Keeps a nice tight line. Oh, 26.6, and then our Elite Risk is invalidated. So that is pole position for Rain. What a lap as well. What about Dan then? Dan about half a tenth off this fastest time. Can he go anywhere near the top 3? Bent's just gone P3. He's stuck in there for 1:27.005. Very close to breaking the 26s. I think Dan will be him and Pac Bussy. No, Pac Bussy. Oh, he's... Wow. That was a moment. Oh, dear. But no, Dan is not. And in fact, Aurelian usurps him to P4. What a stunning qualifying from Aurelian there. That came out of nowhere. He's definitely out of speed in this. Right, Fresh, would you like to take us through the qualifying order?
No. I need my pre-race ritual. So I will be right back.
So then, Rain takes pole position for 1:26.651. Absolutely stunning lap. Elite Risk will join him on row. Benzer takes P3 with Aurelian joining him on row 2. Row 3 belongs to Dan and Pac Bussy. Row 4, Pro Sweetener and Perfect Paulie. Row 5, rounding up the top 10, will be Jake and Muddy Warrior. Aros P11, Paloma P12, but has a 5-second penalty. Adam and Visions, Kegorniak, Woody Ketchup, Dylan, Joel, and last on the grid will be Arthur. Right. Let's tune into the team chat. See what time we are off. So we are going at 20:58, so just under 4 minutes And we're off. So, I shall mute myself while I get some lube for my throat. Right then, we are less than 20 seconds away from the start of the race. We've had some bold predictions for the Benster win, Visions to bottle it, Dylan to DNF, another Benster win, Dan to win, Carnage and Rain to win. So, we've got some different predictions in the chat. Let's see, as I hear Fresh returns just in the nick of time.
As always.
So here we go. The red lights. Here we go.
Comes the carnage.
It's 5 lights, and it's away we go in Silverstone. It looks so and the thing got right in the predicted tragedy. Gone right in the way, and it looks like Elite Risk has jumped Rain at the start. He has indeed, but Rain's got it back. They're fighting tooth for now. Benson's up there as well, not giving any tooth for now. Dan and Benson going at it. It looks like doesn't look anyone the well. Aros has slipped down a place, but it looks like Rain and Elite just about keeping it. So Rain has started on the hard tyres as well, so he's going to have less grip at the start.
Back Bussy
as well.
It's gone round.
Oh, Pack Bussy, the first casualty. Looks like Muddy Warrior's joining him at the back as well. Pack Bussy, Aros, Jake, Muddy Warrior, Joel not having a great start by the looks of it. Arthur already up into P12. Dylan up into P7. Oh, that's hit! Oh my goodness, Rain and Elite have come together. Oh dear me, that looks looked like a very weird collision on, I don't know what happened, but it looked weird. And has Rain's got no nose! I think Elite will have damage as well, and looks like Rain's trying to, well, he's got to get to the pits, he's after the early pit, and that is the hard strategy out the window, really. Look at that, going up into P5 now. Benster in the lead of the Grand Prix then, after our leader, 2 leaders, had a collision. Dan is right behind him in P2, Aurelian hanging on in P3. Pro Sweden now the leading Haas. Dear me. Oh, and Reigns had a... Oh, well, Dan's gone round. Oh, dear me. It's all... The carnage is here. Someone printed carnage, and we have carnage.
And a reset to track from Dan there.
Oh, dear. It is. And Elite Risk is carrying on. So it doesn't look like he's got damage. And look at that. The carnage is still happening. Elite Risk, is he going to go up to Jake? Oh, he does, but he's being held by Paloma there. It's all going off here as we've got some really amazing camera angles. There we go, that's a little bit better. But
This
yeah,
is
but
why
look at that,
I always stay
Sweden
on board. I don't trust the camera
up
angles.
into P2. Yeah, Pro Sweden up into P2. Obviously, the damage has caused a bit of a kerfuffle. Kate Gorniak up into P4.
Dylan, your biggest
P5.
winner, up 11 positions.
Yeah, look at that. Absolutely crazy stuff. And Rain is at the back of the field and has a 5-second penalty. So let's see what he can do. Arthur is back down to P17. Is that Rain? Has he gone for a spin? Oh, Rain. He's gone for a spin. Oh, dear me. Rain likes a challenge. Dear me. Right, so Benson just about got that second, but it keeps creeping just under. Pro Sweden will want to keep it under that 1 second to give himself a chance of closing in under the DRS. And Elite Risk has got past Paloma. Visions is his next target. Let's have a quick look at the tyres then. So look at that, the top 5 on those mediums. Looks like the medium was... Oh, well, now, is that someone going wide? I believe it was. I don't know if that was Visions or what. But the driver going very wide on that last corner. But it looks like mediums probably the better tyre to start on, given how the top 5 are on mediums.
Yeah, I made that call as a team principal. I watched all of practice and I've seen that the hards are quite brutal here. It's one of the tracks where the hards aren't necessarily good. Adam's gone round.
Yep, Adam's gone round. The Williams, the Alpine, not having a great start there.
So yeah, I made the call for the 2 Red Bull drivers to go on the mediums just because you want to... I feel like on this track you want to go on the hards when you've got a lap with no real traffic, not really fighting, to just warm them up nicely. Yeah, and as we've seen, it's, well, some people made that mistake.
Yeah. So, Dylan, like I said, is hanging on to P5. He does have Perfect Paulie hanging on. Perfect Paulie seems to not being hindered.
Gorniak on Aurelian.
Yep, there we go, up the inside. Kate Gorniak up to the podium places. An impressive finish last week for Kate Gorniak in Hungary after the
yeah, he was down and out for most of the race.
He was.
He just brought that back.
He was.
Just goes to show, never give up.
No, I mean, you know, you got Kate Gorniak in Tier 1. I hate to point to myself, but in Tier 2 I was, what, 3-4 seconds a lap off the pace. Almost a lap down in the wets, and all of a sudden safety car comes out, it dries up, and somehow I end up in 3rd. And Kate Gorniak last week running back at the grid for a long time, and then safety car pits at the right time, bit of carnage, and where did he finish in the end? Was it 5th? 4th? 5th. So another strong race. So as Fresh said, in league racing it pays to never give up. You never know what's going to be around the next corner.
Aurelian's sticking with him though. He's still here. I got to be honest, I don't really see Kate Gorniak catching the 2 drivers. They've got some real pace.
Yeah, I think the top 2 are obviously barring Elite Risk and Rain. I think those 2 are kind of I'm not saying in a league of their own, but they've definitely got that extra 10th or 2. Okay, you better watch out because that was a track extension. So yeah, the field is not spread out just yet. Everyone is keeping nice and close. Dan is the only one really that's not quite keeping up. We'll stay with the battle here of Kate Gorniak and Aurelian. Canarulian
Perfect
get
Paulie on the back of
Kekonia
Dylan.
back.
Is he going to do it? Oh!
No, he is not. And oh, we've got. Oh, what's happened here? Oh,
I
it's
think
Pack
Bussy
Bussing
went
down
down
the
the
moment.
put his nose down the
Oh,
inside.
dear me. Good news for everyone in the hunt of him. And look at that. The Red Bulls are now running P3 and P7. Woody Ketchup, who didn't start. Where did he start? He's up 8 places. So some good start for the Red Bull team.
He's got elite risk
So
on the
their
back
team
of him.
principal will be
I don't think he's
thrilled.
going to fight him too much.
And, no, well, elite risk could have some damage depending on. See, it looked like he did hit the wall, but then again it glitched a bit, so I'm not too sure if he actually hit it or not. But judging by his pace, it doesn't look like he's been hampered too much. The thing is now for elite risk is that the drivers in front have all got DRS, so it's going to have to be a very big, bold move for elite risk to get past these guys.
Aurelian's still
Dallas
on the back of
catching back up.
Kagonic, and you know what? These two are alright. They've caught, albeit about 4/10, but they've caught the back of Pro Sweedler, who is just dropped out of the DRS of Benster.
Yeah, I mean, if these two can pull each other along in the DRS train, then they might be able to catch Pro Sweedler, but I think Pro Sweedler might have got DRS. No, he
Yeah,
didn't.
if these two start fighting, all they're going to do is drop themselves back for Perfect Paulie, Dylan, and Elite Risk.
Yeah, and they get Perfect Paulie has got past Dylan then. Yeah, happened last race, didn't he? So Perfect Paulie making those hards work. Which we are now on lap, well, about to start lap 6 of lap 26. No rain predicted. So we should have a dry race for the remainder of the Grand Prix. Further down, Elite Risk still looking at the back of Dylan. So you were right. Elite Risk has got past Woody Ketchup. Didn't see that happen, but
I can't imagine he
next
forced
target
it
is
too
Dylan.
much.
No.
He's also got Dan behind him. I don't know if he's going to fight that too much either. Dan's also another quick
Dylan
driver.
with a bit of wiggle. Elite Risk could make a move here. Dylan will look to cover the inside. Will Elite Risk go around the outside? Down into Woodcote. And no, Dylan defends really well. Keeps P6 for now.
Oh, Pro Sweedler's gone round.
Will... Oh no, Pro Sweedler's had a moment. And that promotes Kate going up into P2, and Elite Risk does get past Dylan. Although we've got Hamilton, Verstappen. Whoa! But this time the drivers managed to reach each other, and Elite Risk is up into P6. And after all that, he's only 10 seconds off the lead, Elite Risk. So don't rule him out just yet. And he does have... Oh, as a ruling gets past Kagornia.
Woody.
Yep, Dan passed with a ketchup.
Well,
No,
why?
with a ketchup
Oh, there
is
it is.
fighting. No, Dan has the better line and put himself up into P9. And just like that, you got Dylan down to P7 with the ketchup P9. As
Jake
Jacob
fighting
Visions.
with Vision. Ooh, the Muddy Warrior's here now. Where did he come from?
Yep.
Oh, and you got Arthur behind
and
them.
there goes Muddy Warrior! As Crofty would say it. It seems that Jacob Visions have been battling all season. But yeah, well, they've got a four-way scrap here. Muddy Warrior, Jake, Visions and Arthur. Arthur's still down there in P13. He went from, well, in the first lap he went from 19th to 12th, but he went back down to
Arthur
18, and now
decided
he's...
to go around the outside of Visions there.
Yep, his teammate in Australia. Visions, Arthur on those hard tyres. Arthur does well to keep his nose out of trouble there. So I guess... oh, and Adam pits. Has he got damage? He does. Unfortunately, Adam got damage somehow. So
Aurelian got
new
past
nose.
Kate Gornick at some point.
Yeah, that was last lap.
Ah, sorry.
But
There's too much
Kagorniak,
going on.
Of course, will now have. Kagorniak will have the DRS. He's about half a second behind. It looks like he's a bit too far behind at this point, so we should be okay. So I'll go on board with Elite Risk, who probably have more chance of passing Perfect Paulie. And there you go. Nice and easy. I think the thing... Oh, wow, Dylan is now losing out to Dan this time. The thing with Silverstone, and...
Oh, who's that? That's Perfect Paulie's come round.
Oh, Perfect Paulie.
I think he kept out of the
Loses
wall. I
start to
couldn't
the
quite
race.
see.
Yeah. No damage as he continues on. as I say, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure this race you can do just an easy 13 laps medium, 13 laps hard. It's one of those tracks where tyre wear isn't too much of an issue. I mean, you can go 13-13, but maybe you want to go 15 laps on the mediums and 11 on softs. I don't know if that's possible, Fresh. You're the expert around here.
Yeah, you could do. The undercut, I think, is quite powerful here. Maybe not as powerful as some tracks, but it's quite an annoying pit lane.
That's the longest pit lane on the calendar.
Is it the longest?
You lose so much time. I mean, in terms of time loss, yes. I think so. I can't think of another pit lane where you lose so much time.
I mean, really, if it comes down to it, it depends how brave you are at Abu Dhabi through that tunnel. I know I'm not that brave going through that pit lane exit.
Yeah, but you can actually get speed up if you want to. I mean, like in terms of being like on the limiter.
Yeah.
Silverstone is up there, the longest. So Elite Risk then up into P5, slowly but surely catching Pro Swedler, who has now caught up to the back of Kagornik and Arulian. So we've got a three-way battle here. The second, third and fourth. Hopefully Elite Risk can join them at some point.
Sure
Dan is a further 2 seconds off the back of Elite Risk. Dylan just about hanging on. Every car just about hanging on at 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. And then of course you've got Jake, Arthur still in that battle. Visions has fallen off by a second and a half, and I imagine at some point he'll want to let his teammate Aros through, unless Aros is just staying there. But, I have to say, I don't say I'm worried for Aros, but he's certainly not been himself this season. He's one of those guys who tends to always be in the top 10, but he's had not a lot of luck this season. The pace just doesn't seem to be there for whatever reason. But Jake now is going to come under pressure from Arthur. Jake does have the benefit of DRS though, but Arthur will have a look anyway, and Arthur dives up the inside and makes the move work. Will Jake come back at him on the outside? He does, but I believe Arthur will have that covered. So Arthur up into P10 and into the points. So Williams now running P6 and P10. Okay, alright, let's over here, because now we're about to have this battle for P2. As Adam sets the fast lap of the race. Things you like to see. But no, I think the cars are a bit too spread out. Elite Risk is within that second now. So we've got second, third, fourth and fifth all within a second of each other. So the mini DRS strain has started. As Woody Ketchup is the fourth person to get a track extension penalty.
He just drifted a little wide around that.
Yep, Studio
long right-hander,
P8,
easily done.
Yep, he is on the back of Dylan. Dylan is the head of the second DRS train, you would have to say. Would he catch up to anything about him on this straight? I don't think so. It looks like Dylan gets the better traction. No dice this time. Oh, and look at that. Kagorniak has fallen out of the 1 second gap. So unless Kagorniak can get that back, which he almost does, he does. There you go. Kagorniak got it back. I think that's a bit worrying from there. Oh no, he's back out it again. I tell you what, he's got to be careful because Pro Swedler will pounce. Kagorniak's got to get within that second, otherwise he's going to get gobbled up from Pro Swedler, and he's made a mistake coming out of Magnus and Beckett's, and that will be easy as you like for Pro Swedler. Taking right down to P4, Pro Swedler back up into P3. A couple of scruffy corners from Kagorniak, usually very consistent. That's unlike us to see a mistake, as Aros does get past
Muddy Warrior,
Visions.
the first one to go into the pits.
The first scheduled stop, yes, 11 out of 26, so I imagine it'll be for the hards. And no retirements yet. 11 laps in and no DNFs. So that's positive. Keep an eye on range times. It looks like he has caught the field by about 10 seconds so far. So, yep, he's done. No wing. And, yep, there you go. Hard tyres for Muddy Warrior.
Arthur right
going
on the
for
back
the
of Woody and
undercut.
Dylan here. It was if it went for that little wiggle there.
Yeah. Always the case, isn't it? Oh, an Elite Risk now has got Parquet going yet. Going out from P3 to P5 in the space of a lap. But Elite Risk is still within a second of Pro Sweedler, so he will get the benefit of DRS as well, hopefully. He can stay there in that second. And Pro Sweedler is now just over a second behind Aurelian. As Arthur has got past Woody Ketchup. And his next target is Dylan. Can he get another car? In the same lap. Nice and smooth. On the back, how hard will Dylan fight it? He's deploying his DRS, so he will fight it pretty hard. But Arthur with the DRS up the inside. Nice and easy. And Jake looks like he's going to get past Willie Ketchup. He does, and that's Dylan into the pits, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about
Dylan
that time.
Jake. Oh, and Jake's. Oh, was that a tap? I couldn't tell. The camera angles were not being friendly. I don't know if he got. It didn't look like he got a tap. But Jake had a bit of a moment. Find himself down in P11 now.
Hopefully Woody didn't pick up any hidden damage there. I didn't get the best view of it.
Yeah, it didn't. Judging by Jake's on board, it didn't seem like there was contact, but that's not a place you often see someone spinning. And I tell you what, Pro Speeder's not, Joey, he's actually not closing Aurelian actually. So Aurelian's doing a great job there of keeping the gap to over a second as Elite Risk is slowly but surely now on the back of Pro Speedler. I'm not too sure he'll be able to make a move this lap. Well, having said that, he is getting closer.
I think the issue Benster might be looking at now, looking at the minimap, is if he pits now, he's going to come out in the middle of maybe that bit of traffic there.
Let's have a look at leaders. So, a pit stop is about 25 seconds. So, yeah, if he does pit, he'll be coming out in P12, P13.
Will Aurelian? He does. Pro Speedler in.
He does. Aurelian Pro Speedler
stays out. Gorniak in. No one gets speeding penalties. Oh, I feel like Gorniak was pushing that. That was quite a lock-up.
In the past, Elite Risk has gambled with tyre strategy. So maybe Elite Risk is going to be doing that medium to softs, or maybe he just wants to be 13 on each. Or perhaps he's going for the overcut. We shall find out very shortly, as a lot of other people into the pit. So where's Pro Speedler come out? Because that'll give us an indication of where Benz will come out. But obviously with those two pitting later, it does mean that they won't go down as far as they might do previously. So now, if he does pit, it'll be P9. All in the pits. And Dylan gets a penalty. So we'll stay on board Benster. Oh, we got a yellow flag, and it's a Haas. Oh, is that Pro Swede? Has he had a moment? No, I think it's Rain. I think Rain's had a moment. He was up in P16, but did he have a moment? Not entirely sure. I thought it was a white dot that did. And there you go, Benster in the pits. Elite Risk in the pits. There you go then. So he wanted to wait that one more lap. Whoa, screech of the tyres. Just about slowing down. And Arthur does carry on. A little bit surprised. I thought Arthur might have gone in as well and done 13 laps on the mediums, but looks like he wants at least one more lap on those hards. Alros, he stays out as well, so he is now up into P2 on the track. It's funny how we were saying that Alros wasn't having a, well, I even said, didn't I? He wasn't having a great time this season so far. Currently finds himself in P2, but of course yet to stop. And Jake, P13. The last of the medium runners to pit.
Yeah, safety car now does wonders for Arthur and Alros.
Oh, 100%, as Benster comes out in P5. Elite Risk comes out behind, well, in P7. And it looks like he's having a bit of trouble firing up those. Oh, and he's come out. Look at that. He's overcut Aurelian. Look at that. That must have been a great in lap for Aurelian and a poor out lap for both Aurelian and Thingy. But Aurelian's going to go down the inside here. Aurelian's tyres are going to be that much warmer, and he does get it. Aurelian takes the position back, which is a net P2 at the moment, isn't it? And Elite Risk needs to get those tyres warmed up pretty sharply if he wants to get that position back and potentially make some inroads into Benster. Benster's lead was about 9 seconds before coming into the pits. So Benster doesn't really have to work those tyres hard. Right. And Arthur doesn't pit again. What about Alros? Alros stays out. What about Jake? Jake stays out. And actually, Jake is actually making a move on Alros. That's not something you see very often. And why do they keep giving me these crappy camera angles? So look at that. Jake up into P2. I wonder if Jake's going to go for the medium soft strategy.
Should push.
Pay attention. Yeah, I mean, it's very doable. And like I said before, a safety car now, and Jake is looking very rosy. Arthur's down there as well. So really, we've only got what 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers yet to stop. Everyone else has made a scheduled stop. There's
5 Paloma hasn't stopped.
Paloma. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, 5. I did see her, but I miscounted the top 4. There you go. 5 drivers yet to pit. Right, can Alros will he overtake Jake? No, not on this particular lap. So, which of these 3, if any, will pit at the end of this lap? Jake, there you go. Jake dives in, Alros dives in, and Perfect Paulie stays out. Now, I'm going to be interested to see what tyres Jake puts on. Will he go for the hards, or will he gamble?
Got the mediums, I think.
Oh, that's Pro Speeder. Pro
Speeder's
Speeder's had a mistake. Oh, this day just gets worse for Haas. Oh, dear me.
They haven't been have many good ones.
Day, is it? It's, yeah. Right, so back to Jake. He's put the hards on.
Interesting.
So I'm a little bit surprised. I'll score from the mediums now.
Oh, well, he was on the mediums.
I'm surprised. Yeah, but I thought both may have gone for the softs, having gone that long into the race. But
I think softs will get you about
what do
7
I
laps.
know? So I guess the next one is Arthur. What does Arthur do?
Arthur's on the hards, is he not? So he can. I
That's
think
what
he
I mean.
can go.
Will
to
he
the
go for the
softs.
mediums or will he go softs? Because obviously Arthur will have. See, now he's been running, be able to run in clear air. You know, he'd be able to overcut a lot of these drivers, and potentially, if he puts the softs on, he will be very fast. As Rain sets the fastest lap in the race. I think we need a
Perfect
safety car
Paulie
just
doesn't
to
appear
get
to be
these guys.
catching Arthur, so I think Arthur can probably push this to lap 19. But he doesn't, and he comes in.
Possibly. There you go. That's not really a curse, was it? But Elite Risk still holding back Aurelian. Aurelian doing really well to keep up with Elite Risk. Of course, the DRS is helping. Elite Risk making inroads into Paloma. So, what does Arthur go on? Mediums or softs?
Mediums.
The mediums. I have to say, I am surprised. And yet, mediums for Perfect Paulie and Paloma.
And I think, yeah, Goyak's actually going to come out
Mediums.
ahead of Arthur here.
Yep, that's what the undercut does at some points. Yeah, there you go. You're right. Kigoniak does stay ahead of Arthur. But Arthur, look at that. P5. That's what we were talking about, the undercut. That's some very good driving from Arthur to get himself up into P5 onto the fastest tyre for the final 9 laps of the Grand Prix. Right, Elite Risk. So there we go then. That is how the race should look. So Benster's gap is 8.8, so pretty much hasn't really moved since before the pit stop. Aurelian in P3. Like I said before, hanging on really well to the back of Elite Risk. Kate Gorniak still having a strong race up there in P4. I'm sure Arthur will have something to say about that very, very soon. Pro Sweedler, despite his spin, finds himself still in P6. Muddy Warrior is a decent P7, actually, who looks like he's going to attack Pro Sweedler. Not this lap. Dan finds himself P8. Dylan, after a cracking start, finds himself in P9. And currently under attack from Pat Bussey. Pat Bussey goes on the outside and takes P9. So Dylan down into P10. But still in the points. However, he does have Visions behind him on the faster medium tyres. But he does have that 4.8 second buffer. I tell you, it's getting hard to decide driver of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Arthur or Gorniak for me at the minute. Both starting low down.
Yep. And to be fair, Arthur's kept himself... I don't remember Arthur being involved in the incident, so...
Nope.
He's kept his nose very clean.
Gorniak going very wide there.
Yep. And Aurelian has now fallen outside the DRS of Elite Risk. Elite Risk has got the gap down.
Made a mistake and it cost Arthur in the end there. He caught it, but he also caught Arthur.
There goes our driver of the day. And Arthur's got wing damage.
Yeah, no, he went straight to the side of him. That was a... I'm not being biased. I think that's a racing incident, that, but... I'm sure we'll see a clip.
What a shame for Arthur. What a shame for Arthur, and he does pit. So, well, at least we'll see some of the softs now. Oh, and 5 seconds in the pits.
It was quite a hefty hit as well. I wouldn't be surprised if Gorniak had side pod damage, to be honest.
Sorry?
I said it was quite a hefty hit around that fast corner,
Yeah.
so I wouldn't be shocked if Gorniak had some sort of
Let's have a look.
side pod damage.
Let's have a look down this straight to see, because where you see the if you get side pod damage, the straights is usually where you suffer the most. Chris Riedler.
He's catching rather quickly.
It's about 3/10 down that straight.
I've never actually had side pod damage and kept racing, so you're the expert when it comes to that. You've had it a few
side pod
times
damage. Side pod damage. It's not too bad in the court. It's mainly in the straights where you lose a lot of time. It's horrible. So a track like this shouldn't be too. Although, so let's get down to 4/10. So Adam once again showing he's got the pace. Setting off of that down the back. See that if Kagonic had side pod damage, most people would probably be cast by now. So I think Kagonic is okay. Yeah, it is. It is. You lose a good 2 seconds a lap when you've got side pod damage. Alright then, gap at the front, down to 7.4 now. Can it be done? We've got 7 laps remaining. If Elite Risk can do a second lap, then we may well have a final hand. And it looks like we've had a Ferrari go round. Is it Pac Bussey? I believe it is Pac Bussey. It is. Have a moment on the final corner. And I'll tell you what, we're heading for a race. Not only no safety cars, but no DNF so far. I don't want to curse it, but
not even a VSC.
Hang on. Where's Arthur gone? Has he not... Arthur's put fresh mediums on. Does he not have any fresh softs to put on?
Should do.
That's a shame. Yeah, well, there you go. I think Ben Sir looks like he's got this under control. You must have heard me when I said Elite Risks needs a second lap, because he's stretched his legs and he's pulled out another half a second, I should say, sorry. Yeah, right. Right, so Press Wheeler really behind K going out now. Press Wheeler really looking to win back this position.
think if you take
There we go.
Gorniak, you just let him pass. You know he's got the pace. You just let him drag you along. He's got a time penalty.
Yep. Definitely, so he can.
Just use Pro Sweedler to maybe help you defend against Dan, who also we know has pace here.
Yep. And looks like the top three are pretty much set, as long as there's no spins. As it looks like, is that Perfect Paulie? Yeah, Perfect Paulie with the spin. Showing a bit of a ring rush by the looks of it. But, the Mercedes down in P14 and 15 now. Mercedes really need to get some luck in these championships. And same for Ferrari as well. I mean, Ferrari are ninth overall.
What's going on?
20.
What's going on back there?
Okay.
Well, Dan was on the back of Gorniak, but then I think he must have had a mistake, and I think Muddy Warrior got slightly caught up in it. No damage, but I think it just caused a bit of a jet. Oh,
and Pro Sweedler's on wide. Oh, so there you go then. Maybe that answer there maybe then cements Kate Gorniak's place in the top 4.
Dan has
getting very
8% ERS, so he's not going to put up too much against 44%.
Yeah.
And yeah, Kate Gorniak now, they probably will catch up. Because they do have pace, but all he's really got to do now is defend well against that penalty and Dan behind him. And of course, don't spin it.
Yeah. I think what Dan needs to do is charge his ERS for a lap and then maybe make a move, because I think with that ERS he's not going to get past Pro Sweedler anytime soon. But Pro Sweedler now with a second half gap to Kate Gorniak as we enter the final 5 laps of this race. It's gone pretty quick, despite there being no DNFs, no safety cars, no VSC. It's been a very, it's definitely been a very, maybe timid Grand Prix, but it's certainly
timid
at its moments. Timid is probably the wrong word because my English is shite.
It's nice to see Aurelian back up there. I can't remember every result, but I feel like he hasn't been the luckiest this season so far.
Well, I think halfway through season 8, I think something clicked because he got that win in Abu Dhabi when he finished ahead of Dan. And I think since then, I think he's had a new belief and he's actually been doing really well. He still gets the bit of unluck every now and then. But it's great to see him at the back of the field at the start. Oh my goodness, at the front of the field. Because even when he was at the front of the field before, when Thomas was dominating, he was getting that bad luck and was always finishing lower points. So it's good to see Aurelian, again, one of those drivers that doesn't have the ultimate pace, but a bit like the Aros of season 7 and season 6, he'll stay out of trouble and he will just give you consistent lap after lap after lap, and he'll get rewarded because he'll just pick up the pieces that other people have left for him to pick up. There's Aros and Visions.
I hate to say it, I think there's another twist.
Places.
3 laps to go.
Possibly.
A short one. I feel like this one's been a short one.
Yeah. So 4 laps then to go. Pro Sweedler within that second now. Thing is, okay, Gorniak's got to watch out now because yes, he's got 3 seconds on Pro Sweedler, but Dan lurking there without a penalty.
Gorniak, he's been saving that battery ready because he knew this was coming.
Well, it's on 30%, so it's
they're on about the same now.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah.
All he has to do is, even if he gets past, just stay within that 3 seconds.
But what happens if he comes under attack from Dan? Because Dan.
If he comes under attack, you know what? Even if Dan gets past and they're still within the 3 seconds of Pro Sweedler, I think Kay Gorniak would be very happy with this, considering where he started. Obviously, a lot of it, well, you could argue half of it came from that mess in the beginning, but I think he'll be very happy with this.
Yeah.
He's had a bad day. He already told me in the team chat he's had a bad day with Poland getting that draw. he needs a win today.
Well, I mean, they're Lewandowski missing a penalty. What do you expect?
I believe he called him Lewandowski on the chat.
Dear. Right then. Oh, and Pro Sweedler getting very close to the back of Kate Gorniak. It feels inevitable. The overtake will happen. 3 laps remaining then. This round 5 of season 9. Which way will it go? I think the front 3 are pretty much settled now, as we said, as long as they don't ruin their own races. So now, a little wiggle there. The next battle really is going to be for this P4. Who's going to go to? Okay, Gorniak, Prospeedler, or Dan. One of these 3 will be finishing in P4.
I think where Kagorniak somewhat fails at this track is through Sector 2, where so many do. You get that right, and that's a huge advantage in your race time.
100%.
So, let's see. If it's going to happen, it's probably going to happen there, or because of there. It's within 3/10, so gotta get it right.
You usually only need about 4 or 5 steps being behind, and look at that.
Seems to do okay. That might just be enough to make it a fight. Yeah, he's going to be fine. So it goes in.
Yeah.
last 2 laps because Spencer.
Yeah. 4 more DRS zones to survive for Kagorniak.
A spin now would be heartbreaking. But we've seen it happen so many times. And Dan is right on the back, so Prospeedler can't just look forward. He's got to look back too.
Yeah, I think Kagorniak will be determined to keep that P4 on track, but it's becoming increasingly harder as Prospeedler almost pushing him along the track. As we've got another yellow flag, and that's Visions. Oh, is that a bottle? He was in P10, almost protecting his teammate from Jake, and he's fallen outside the points. Quite a nice mixture of points, really. Got Alfa Romeo, McLaren, Aston, Red Bull, Haas, Williams, another Aston, Alpine, AlphaTauri, and the second Alfa Romeo. So we've got a good split of points here.
Yeah, I think Scott will be happy with his boys today.
Definitely. I think Aston Martin are another one of those teams that in the middle. So good.
I think Dan's sitting back, hoping the Prospeedler goes for a move and it ends terribly and he can just mop up the pieces here. Oh, and there's the mistake that I spoke about.
Well, there you go. Right, that will put Kagorniak right on the back foot. But with only 1 lap remaining.
He doesn't have to worry about Prospeedler so much, he just has to worry about
Dan, because Dan's going up the inside as well. This has been a bit of a tap. It's been a tap. But there's skill going. Kagorniak and Dan into the real battle. As they're going to go side by side into the final corner. They've got to get each other room. And Kagorniak gets squeezed out, but it's just about fair. But they've got to be careful not to lose 3 seconds of Prospeedler now. Because one of these guys is going to want that P4.
And final lap means it's time to decide. But you know what, we'll wait till the end of the race, because this could go anywhere. This little battle here.
It could, and I've still not decided who I want to be driver of the day, if I'm being perfectly honest. It's been... Well,
I'm going to start making the Benster winner graphic, because he's... Well, he's almost there.
Yeah. We've seen some good drives. We've seen good drives from Dylan and Kagorniak. But we've seen mistakes from Dan and Prospeedler. Aurelian's been very good. Elite Risk obviously had the incident with rain, but has come back. Benson's just led from start to finish, really. It's very hard to pick a driver of the day. I'm not gonna lie.
Do we have any votes in chat?
Yeah, look on the chat. Who's your driver of the day? Muddy Warrior crashed. Those 2 words, Muddy Warrior crashed, means he can't have driver of the day because he crashed. And there you go, Benster across the finish line, and he wins in Silverstone, his 2nd win in a row, and takes charge of the championship. Elite Risk back on the podium in P2. Aurelian will come round to round off the podium. A great result for Aston Martin. P3, well done. And it will be Prospeedler who crossed the line in P4, but he will lose out to Dan, who will take that P4. Kagorniak takes P5. Muddy Warrior will cross the line in P7. Dylan P8. No, but he goes to P10 after penalties. So I think that rules him out for driver of the day.
Who's that?
So Dylan, he's lost 2 places on the last lap because of penalties. Jake gets P9, Aros P8.
Aros P8? I think he'll be happy with that.
Yeah, I'm very happy. I mean, started P11, so a very good drive from Maros. Hopefully that signifies a turn in form that he needs. So, driver of the day. God, dear me.
Did we get anything in chat?
Aurelian, a Muddy Warrior. Aurelian's done well.
Aurelian's done very well.
Anything, he's a bit like a Spencer. He hasn't really done anything outstanding. If that makes sense. Of course, he did overtake going out to get that move. To secure P3. You know what? Let's give driver of the day to Aurelian.
Yeah.
another race with some thingies. And I know Kagorniak more through the field. I think Aurelian making that move on Kagorniak and then pulling out the second he needed to get out of the DRS range, I think secured P3 for Aurelian. So Aurelian gets my driver of the day today. Kagorniak a close second.
Yep.
Dylan would have been up there, but unfortunately his penalties means he lost place in the final lap. So right, here is your race rundown. So your winner, second race in a row, 5 podiums in a row. Your championship leader, Benster. Great race from him, starting from P3 on the grid. Elite Risk, who started second, had the lap 1 incident and came back to finish 2. A very solid drive from him. Aurelian, driver of the day, is in P3. A very good drive from him. Dan, probably his best result this season. Yes. No, he finished second last week. My apologies. Okay. So Dan P4. Kagorniak in P5. Pro Sweeper finishes P6. Muddy Warrior P7. Alaros P8, our Lord and Saviour Jake in P9, Dylan rounding off the points in P10. Out of the points, Paloma P11, Perfect Paulie, Pack Bussy, Joel, Rain, credit him for actually finishing and actually getting ahead of some drivers in the end. Visions P16 after that late spin, Woody Ketchup P17, Adam P19, and Arthur finishes last. And I think that has got to be one of the few cases where we didn't get any DNFs. Not one DNF.
Nope, not one VSC, not one safety car.
Yep, no safety car, no VSC. Very well done, boys and girl. So, I guess that about wraps tonight's stream up. Any final from yourself before we crack on fresh?
No, I thoroughly enjoyed that, just like I thought I would. And I can't wait to actually race in it with you on Thursday.
So, as Fresh alluded to, we are back on Thursday for Tier 2. Thursday, 8:30 PM-ish, because there's always ish. If you can't join us Thursday, make sure you'll come back next Tuesday for Tier 1, where next week we are off to Spa-Francorchamps, where everyone and their dog will be crashing up Eau Rouge. Right then, thank you guys very much for watching. If you've made it this far, you're a bloody hero. See you soon. Bye bye for now.
Bye bye.